You're thinking about setting up a business in a tax-free environment. Two places that a lot of people think about a lot is St. Kitts and also Dubai. And one of the reasons is there's no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. But there's some things that you need to really think about, if you're thinking about, moving in this direction. One of the things I'd like to tell you is if you go to Dubai, I was there for about 4 years. And your expenses there are going to be one of the highest places in the world to have a business. And the reason is, like I say, there's not a income tax there, so they're going to have to make it somewhere else. And where they make it is, they make it a lot on fees and stuff. Your licensing fees is going to cost you thousands of dollars a year. You're also going to have visa fees. You're required to have an office, starting off. You take some of the biggest money makers in the world, starting off like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. These guys started off in their garage. And, you don't want to be going in a place where you're going to have heavy expenses right off the bat. And you're going to have this in Dubai, okay? There's no way around it. In St. Kitts, you can literally set up a business. You're looking at like $180 a year. In fact, you don't even have to pay that. Like, you could have a company outside the country, live in St. Kitts, live there totally tax-free, not have any visa fees. Now, I'm assuming you're a citizen. If you're not a citizen, you would have fees each year. If you're a citizen, or even if you're not a citizen, your fees are going to be very, very low. You basically, if you're going to, you can get residency in St. Kitts and have your business abroad, and your fees of living there per year is like zero, close to zero, okay? And you would have to, if you're going to live in St. Kitts, you either have to set up a company, or if you just want to live here in St. Kitts, but you want to set up a business outside the country, you could do that. But to live in St. Kitts, you would have to buy a house if you're not going to have a business here, okay? So either a house or business to do that. In Dubai, man, you're going to pay all kinds of fees, and you'll never get the passport. It'll take you 30 years before you're going to qualify, and you're going to have to speak fluent Arabic to do it. So it's going to be a very, very time-consuming thing to even get the passport. Now, another thing, too, is you don't even have to get the citizenship to come to St. Kitts. You can live here and set up a business here, and you will qualify for the passport in about half the length of time. If you don't go on the fast-track program, you just go on the slow track. But the great thing is, if you decide you ever want to switch from the slow track to the fast track, you can do that. In Dubai, you can't do that, okay? And you can get the residency that leads up to citizenship in St. Kitts in 15 years. But like I said, it's almost free, close to being free, to set up a company in St. Kitts. You don't pay that much. It's hardly anything. And your licensing fee, instead of being thousands of dollars, you're going to pay like $180 a year. What I don't understand, if you have an international company, what I still can't figure out is why anybody, because I've lived in both places, okay? So you're listening to someone who has been to both places and lived in both places for quite a few years, is why someone would pick Dubai over St. Kitts. This is the thing I don't understand. Now, if you want more nightlife and stuff like this, fine. But you're going to have to deal with really heavy traffic. It's definitely not what I would pick. I've been in both places, and it's definitely not the way I would go. I think you're a lot better off being in a place like when I was in Dubai. I didn't even have a car. It was just too much of a hassle to have one. If you went off the island, you got to get someone to start it, because you're going to come back, it's going to be dead. Remember too, in Dubai, you're going to have to come back to Dubai every. You're going to have to be there at least every 6 months, or you're going to lose your visa. Okay, St. Kitts, you can take off and leave, be gone as long as you want to leave, and you're not going to have that hassle and pain in the neck. You can stay away as long as you want. That's a big, big key thing that I do like about St. Kitts, is you got a lot more flexibility and cost. There's just so many things. Nicer weather. I could just go on and on and on of the difference, but it's a big difference between the two. Anyway, folks, if you want to learn more on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here, and you'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And I Look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.